What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. I got Mike on the camera over. It's great to see you guys. We are hopeful that we get a busy chat in here. We're just very excited to talk Jets football with you as always. So, excuse me. We had a lot of big news happen during the week. Mike was not here on Monday to share his takes on it. We will get into all of that. We are going to start, though, with a voicemail. Did you have any just quick comments you want to throw at Mike? Grant Rude?
Topic based on all the commotion that the Jets have caused over the last 24 or 48 hours. So we'll get to it though.
Yep.
I'm pretty pumped up. I'm pretty pumped
Yep.
up right now.
Yep. It's going to be great. We're going to start with the voicemail, like I said. And this is coming from Della, who I have talked to quite a bit on Facebook, Jets Facebook pages. And he's a very friendly guy. He has a very strong opinion about Justin Fields. He gets a little goofy at the end, but nothing crazy. And but he always supports what he says with facts. And Della, if you're listening, if you're watching right now, I want you to watch our stream that we did on Monday because I had somebody from Jets X Factor come on the channel, and he was supporting your boy. He was talking about your boy. So just keep that in mind.
Your boy.
This channel is not against Justin Fields. All right, here's his voicemail. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, John? It's your boy, Dele. I'm calling from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Longtime Jet fan since 1998, and I'm all about Justin Fields. I don't care about Zach Wilson. I don't care about none of that. It's Justin Fields or bust, dog, because he is the best prospect. He's been number 2 last year and this year. I don't know where Zach Wilson came from. He's not on Justin Fields' level. He hasn't played the level of competition Justin Fields has played. He doesn't run a 4.4 like Justin Fields. Justin Fields didn't get injured. Justin Fields played through injuries. And had he had Patrick Sermon for that Alabama game, we're talking about Justin Fields as a national champion. Anyway, let's go. Gang Green, Jets, all gas, no breaks, Joe Dougie, Robert Salah, 1 God, 7 God, 8 God, black quarterback. Out here, just like GT. Gang.
He got, like I said, he got a little silly at the end, but I appreciate it because it's very funny. Della, thank you so much for leaving us a voicemail. I do appreciate you reaching out. I'm going to take it to you, Mike. I want you to tell me what you think about what he said about Justin Fields. His hot take about Zach Wilson. He says too much hype, shouldn't be ahead of Justin Fields. Go ahead and hit it up.
I'm going to address the second part. I don't think that Zach Wilson has too much hype. I think that everyone who's seen the tape, I know me and you talked about you don't take pro days seriously, but looking at the pro days, looking at the tape, looking at the decision making based on the tape, chat. If you weren't able to see the stream that John did on Monday with Jets X Factor, I really suggest you go back and look at that. They make great cases and great analysis for Zach Wilson as well as for Justin Fields. In which case, I think if you go back and watch that video, I think you can make the decision on your own based on the analysis that both of those guys did. Justin Fields is great, and I think if you were to ask me to walk you through my version of a mock right now, I don't know what the Niners are doing. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think the Niners would be crazy to pass up on Justin Fields. I really do. I think above Trey and above Mac, I'm going Justin Fields there. I think he's a more complete package. I think he has a higher ceiling. Nothing against those other two. I'm not to say they won't be great. I mean, Trey Lance's physical abilities, Mac Jones's stats, but there's just a part of me that thinks that Justin Fields is a better pick at number 3 there. But Zach, I don't think it's inflated. I mean, I think that's where the next topic comes in, because ESPN. If anyone's been watching ESPN and the personalities who are on that station, whether it be Mel, Greeny, um, there's a couple others that I can't think of the names on the spot, but I think Stephen A. There's one. That's what I was talking about. No, even though they don't really like the trade we did, none of them say that the Zach Wilson draft pick is bad. So focusing on the second part of that, I don't think there's I don't think that there's overhype on Zach. I think he is the best he's the second best quarterback in the draft. But at number 3, it really gets contentious. And if it was me, I'd go Justin Fields. So I agree with the caller on that front. I can't remember what the first part of the question was. I'm sorry, man.
You hit all over it. So I'll throw my 2 cents in. Justin Fields, all offseason, he is the 2B to Zach Wilson's 2A. I have no problems, and I've said this before, I have no problem with Joe Douglas taking Justin Fields at 2. I don't think that'll happen, but I have no problem with him making that selection at 2. Justin Fields proved, just like he said in the call, Justin Fields is...
Oh my God, it happened. It really happened.
Justin Fields proved himself in college. Great football play, and like we said on the Monday stream, he shows it on tape. He can make reads. The take that he doesn't make reads or hasn't made reads at the college level is outrageous. Now, did he do it as much as some other college quarterbacks? That's where I think we can maybe say, okay, maybe he didn't make as many progressions in his reads when he was dropping back. So, again, please don't get it twisted. He and I both like Justin Fields a whole lot. I think the take that Mac Jones is going to go 3 is insane. I think passing on Justin Fields at 3 is very crazy. If the Jets pass on him at 2, we might even look foolish doing that, because if Zach Wilson doesn't stay healthy, if Justin Fields outplays him, we could be made to look foolish.
Now you're talking like ESPN.
Exactly.
Although I will say this, I'm not going to take credit because I'm not at that caliber, but I do think that the recent commotion, it's just crazy how fast things change. John, when we were doing our first mock, and we did it offline just so that we were ready for the stream for you guys out there in chat. But when we did our first mock, you remember, man, I went Justin Fields, I believe, at, I don't know if they did the trade at that point. I can't remember. But I just would want to say, you were like, no, they're taking Mac Jones. Like, because it was so concrete at the time. They're like, they're not going to Justin Fields pro day. Everyone's talking about Mac Jones. And yet, I don't know, how long ago was that, man? 2 weeks ago? And now it's like totally changed, like now it's Trey Lance. And so where I was going with that is, the recent commotion, similar to everything that we're talking about Mac Jones 2 weeks ago, I do think if Jimmy Garoppolo is on the roster, they do take Trey, though. I do think that makes a lot of sense.
I think that was the 2 quarterbacks that were talked about. By the way, what's up, Sean Bennett? Thank you for coming back, bro. Love seeing you in the chat.
Come on, Sean.
So I can't believe that they would pass on Fields, even if it was for Trey Lance. I think that of all of the quarterbacks, even more so than Mac Jones, in my opinion, it is extremely concerning to take somebody that has 17 starts in college football. You look at NFL history, Drew Brees had 26 starts in college football, and that was not very many. And when you look at all the players that had less than that, there are just busts after busts after busts. Sanchez had 1 year as a full year starter. And we're not even talking about having multiple seasons of great play. We're just talking about players that have played numerous games in college football. Because Joe Burrow is one of those players where he exploded his last year in college football, but he had played prior to that. And so you can point to that and say, okay, he's got his starts, his multiple years in college football. I'm laughing. There's a funny comment here.
Yeah, there is.
Sean Bennett says Mike's not as committed to the Jets decor.
You don't need to have it on the walls. It's in the bloodstream, baby. That's where my decor is.
There you go. Internal decor. Excuse me, I do have a cold. I'm going to be coughing.
There's a hint of Tom Brady in there too.
Yeah. Oh, always. And there you go. You say it again. Every stream. It's like, where's Waldo? Every day stream, we have to wait and hear Tom Brady's name.
He's
All right.
he's in this part.
Yeah. So again, just for all of the viewers that watch this afterwards, we do take live phone calls. We do listen to and take voicemails. So even if you watch this show after it or streams live, you are more than welcome to call that number at the top of the screen. It's been the same number for the last month. Hit me up and get on the show, because listen, you don't have to watch it live to be on the show. And I want to encourage people, this is not just our show, it's your show as well, and that's why we take your calls. That's why we do the voicemails. So just want to point that out before we go further into our next segment. Are you good with going to talk about old Sammy?
Let's go, baby.
All right, here we go. Sam Boy. Sam Boy has been traded to the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to break this down real quick, and then I will get all of your feedback and your take on it, Mike, because I do want to hear from you. We haven't really talked about this over the phone, and guys,
no, we've been holding off.
I do talk to Mike during the week, but we stay away from these topics. It's fresh discussion online.
I hate it.
Yeah. So the Carolina Panthers traded a 2021 6th-round pick, and then they traded 2 future picks in the 2022 draft, a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. The New York Jets send Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers. It has been reported that the Carolina Panthers will be picking up his 5th-year option, so that's going to pay him about $20 million in that 5th year. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, and Teddy Bridgewater is apparently on the block right now. They're trying to trade him away. I would imagine they're trying to get some of their assets back, even if it was just a 6th-round pick that they lost this year. They're going to try to recoup some of those picks. And I do think, and again, I talked about this on Monday, I do think there's a world out there where both teams win on this trade. If the Jets find their quarterback at 2, they obviously win. And then I think when you look at the roster that the Carolina Panthers have, especially on offense, they are stacked with very, very highly talented weapons on that team. Christian McCaffrey at running back. I think they still have Mike Davis, who played really well at running back last year.
Yeah.
They have DJ Moore at wide receiver. They have Robbie Anderson, his former wide receiver. So he's going to have a little bit of some familiarity, which is good, I think. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to a situation where it's completely brand new. He's going to have somebody that he played football with.
Yep.
And so there is a situation, or a scenario, I should say, where he plays well and does good and plays good football. So I just wanted to end it with that, just kind of recapping what I said on Monday. There could be a scenario where both teams win this trade. Go ahead.
I just want to get right into the meat of it. I'm going right to the center of the Tootsie Roll or the Tootsie Pop. I want to know, I know you've watched the videos I forwarded you. You probably saw them before I did. I want to know what your response to the ESPN coverage is. And I want to know, I also would interested in, not really so much a Jet topic, but is it a coincidence that all the major, well, there is one that didn't agree, but most of the major figureheads of ESPN all thought the same thing. It almost makes me feel that station, for purposes, whether media or optics, chose that stance. I would just be curious, like, what's your response to the ESPN coverage?
So I'm not surprised that Mel Kiper was backing him, because Mel Kiper was talking about Sam Darnold and the Jets should keep him all off season. So I'm not shocked that he's defending Sam Darnold and he's bashing the Jets for it. Great comment here, Gwydion. ESPN does not report news. They drum up viewers. And I think that's what you have to keep in mind. They're trying to upset Jets fans. They're trying to drum up the viewers. They're trying to get people pissed off so they flip on the screen and watch these takes. Having said that, I don't remember his name, and I should know his name. The white dude,
Yeah, with Steven.
Stephen A. And I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember. I should know his name.
Yeah,
But
something.
he actually said that the Jets won this trade.
Correct.
And so I think you just have to take it for what it's worth. There are people everywhere, whether it's ESPN or another, TV broadcast. They all have differing opinions. I know that Colin Cowherd, he said that the Jets did very well in this trade, and he also liked it for the Carolina Panthers as well.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Not to jump in, my bad.
Max came in the chat. His name is Max Cal.
There you go. Oh, it's Chad. What's going on, Chad?
Chad's in there. Welcome to the show, Chad.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Chad. I called you out at the start of the stream. You probably didn't see it, but I'm calling you out. So I want to hear from you, Chad, because I don't think I know where Chad stands on his quarterback preference. So I think I'd be curious. Chad, call in tonight. I want to hear your voice.
We would like anybody to call in. Speaking of which,
oh man, I'm not going to get my thoughts in. Okay.
I don't think it's Chad. This is Canada. This might be our boy Grant Rude.
All right, bring him on. Actually, hang up the phone.
Oh, it's Della.
To accept 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Della. What's up, my man?
What's going on? It's Jet Life. There we go. Let's go.
Listen, I want you to.
What's up, Mike? What's going on?
What's going on, buddy?
Listen, I'm gonna give you
I can't call it, man. We disagree, but it's still all love, man. Because you like Zach Wilson. I'm not saying he's trash like that, but y'all can't do the foot slam on Justin Fields, bro. He's been good for 2 years in a row. Him and Trevor Lawrence been 1 and 2, and since high school, and he was good in Georgia. Do y'all remember why he transferred from Georgia?
Go for it.
He was called a racial slur, bro. He was called a racial slur. But if you see the links when he was at Georgia, I posted it on my group, Negro Fly Zone. You're going to see him running shit. He's reading the product. He's doing his progressions. He's making reads. He's doing everything. Ryan Day is not lying. So he did that at 2 3-time programs. Georgia's in the SEC, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They are indeed.
He's supposed to be the closest to the NFL. So Georgia's in the SEC. Then he goes to the Big Ten with Ohio State. I'm telling you, I could eviscerate anybody. I'm telling you. Seriously. He has to be. Zach Wilson doesn't hold a candle to him because he's been doing a big stage for a long time. Zach Wilson lost to Coastal Carolina. Yep. Come on now.
Yep.
Justin Fields beat Clemson, murdered Clemson with 6 TDs, bro. You can't deny it. Even if you want to, you can't hate. Because now it looks like it's something personal. Because this guy has a 4-4. He throws 66 TDs to like 6 interceptions. He beats Trevor Lawrence, the consensus number 1 pick. What else you want to do? And he loses to Alabama.
Yeah.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Hold on a second before you go. Before you go, hold on a second.
You can't stop him.
I want to hear why.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, it's John. I want to hear why you think Zach Wilson can't hold a candle to him. I agree with what you're saying. Justin Fields is a dominant quarterback prospect, and I've told you before, I love Justin Fields, and I have no problems with Joe Douglas selecting him at 2. But I do want to hear from you before I let you go. What is it about Zach Wilson that, forget about Justin Fields. Just pretend he doesn't even exist. Tell me why you wouldn't be comfortable with him being a quarterback.
He's too fragile. Number 2, then he had 2 torn labrum surgeries.
Yes.
He didn't run the 40. So I don't know his speed. Like, I told him he's athletic. I don't know. Why didn't you win the front line? Why didn't you win the 40? Show it. I mean, you show is better than telling, right? Seeing is better than believing. You're telling me, but I have skepticism. So now that's number 1. Number 2, his height. You ain't got to be a little. You said somebody said he wish he was a lick taller. I think it was Chris Sims said he wish he was a lick taller. But he's going to get bulky. He's going to put on weight. But, okay, he got good footwork, and he can throw it on rope. So can Justin Fields. Everything he can do, Justin Fields can do, but he's bigger, and he ran the 40. A 4-4. Are you guys kidding me? Y'all overtaking it, bro. Justin Fields ran a 4-4.
It's insane.
He can run and pass.
Yes.
Bro, you are bugging if you're talking about Zach. Let me not curse. Zach Wilson, who? Let Zach go to the Niners. Let Trey Lance go to the Panthers or whatever. Speaking of Sam, he's going to go to Carolina. Teddy's going to beat him prove his worth. So he loves challenges. So now he's going to parlay that into another deal. Because I keep saying he's a middle of the road quarterback. He only has 15 TDs. That was his first year on the offense. Yep. This is going to be his second year with Matt Rule. Christian McCaffrey wasn't there. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to get more skill position plays from him. Teddy Bridgewater is going to flourish because he's a true pro-style quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback. That's what he was in Louisville. That's why I was so happy when the Jets got him. When the eyes finally, because the Jets always say, we don't want to run a quarterback. We don't want to run a quarterback. We finally got Bridgewater, who's what? A pocket quarterback. But he's African-American. So Bo's going to have that offense for Teddy, and he's going to draft Lamar at 6. So
I don't think we can. I gotta let you go, bro. You're going too long. Thank you, Della, for calling, bro.
Dude.
So I gotta say though, like everything he's saying about Justin Fields, you can definitely take and you can consider. He's going on about Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater has not done anything spectacular in the NFL. We cannot sit here and say that he's losing his opportunities unfairly. He's been given shots to play and to start in the NFL, and he just hasn't capitalized on those opportunities. And I think that's the reason why he's gonna end up being on another team or backing up Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, he's lucky to be getting this opportunity because he played really, really poor football last year. So not a major disagreement with you, Della. Just the fact that you're talking about Teddy. I'm not sure that Teddy deserves anything more than what he's been given. He's gotten a lot of opportunities. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's go to the chat. Sean Bennett says, you guys watch game film from Zach Wilson. When BYU played Washington in 2019, he faced consistent pressure and still was throwing dimes, stepping up into pressure inside the pocket, a lot of poise. And I think he was going to say a lot of pocket presence. Good. Yeah, let's see here. So Sean Bennett's coming back with a little bit of fire. He says he acts like BYU has a much better squad than Ohio State. Laugh my ass off. This is true. So BYU, there's you flip on the tape and you watch some of these guys. They make great catches, but they also drop a lot of easy balls. Not to say that they didn't at Ohio State, but BYU. Go ahead.
No, when he was going after the difference in talent at the SEC versus where Zach plays at BYU. I was waiting. I was going to light chat up because they gave me a lot of crap about my comment on that. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? So I was watching like a hawk. I was ready to pounce on all of you if you didn't reference that. So I mean, talent's talent, right?
And that's where I'll disagree with Della just slightly. You can say that he played better competition, but you can also say that Zach Wilson was playing with guys at BYU. Like, it's not like he was playing with some star-studded cast around him and beating up on these lesser teams. So just keep that in mind. And again, you are more than welcome to have your opinion. It is, if you disagree with me, I am just fine with that. It is no big deal. Sean Bennett does ask the question. He says, is Darnold better than Bridgewater? He might not be.
I agree.
And I think that's what Della was getting at. Why is Teddy Bridgewater losing his spot when he just got the first year, his first year in the system? That part is true. But I just don't know if we can sit here and say like Teddy's being slighted or anything like that. Like, he didn't perform that great last year. 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, I think it was.
Teddy's had a hard career though. I feel bad. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, some of it's his own doing, but he's had a rough shake of it, if that's the saying. Similar to Darnold.
Devastating knee injury.
Yeah.
Nate comes in the chat and says, as of right now, Darnold and Teddy are comparable, but for just different reasons. And I agree. That's fair to say. It's fair to say that Darnold's at a crossroads in his career. If he doesn't step up this year and play even just, like average football, it's going to be a problem for him.
Yeah.
He's going to need to step up. And you could say the same thing for Teddy. If he doesn't start playing a little bit better too, same situation. Let's see. Chad is in the chat. He's a busy man tonight. He says, I care more about who we surround the pick with.
He's greeny.
Than the pick.
He's greeny, dude. Chad, I really want you
Hold
to
on. I got to read the rest of his comment. He said, the offensive scheme needs to fit the QB's skill set. the line needs to be addressed in the draft, particularly the right side. Go ahead and talk about him.
I really, Chad, I'd love call in the line if you can. I know you might be busy, but I think you're not, so I think you should call in. But I never got to get my 2 cents in before we got the voice or the call, but which was awesome. So I'm not saying that I'm glad it worked out that way, but on the ESPN topic, the one commentator or figurehead that I was most surprised about was Greeny. Now, Greeny was advocating to trade back from the beginning, similar to what your comment was on Mel. So I'm not saying that Greeny flipped or just came out of the blue just for drumming up views, which I do. I see where the chat's coming from, and I have seen ESPN do that just to stir the pot, but Greeny, I thought, was very interesting in his comments about it, and it really came back to the way he structured it. If I remember correctly, in chat, if you've been watching his coverage, let me know, is that he's worried about this actually poses, and I guess he's right, it poses more of a risk to Joe D in his career, right? Because you can't hedge your bets with having two assets on your roster, right? So if one goes bad, the other one is still available to you, and I guess. We all have said, I've seen the chat say, we believe in Joe D, but I think that where I disagree with Greeny is, a general manager can't always hide behind. You can't always have all the assets to protect yourself, right? You gotta make a pick, and that's why they hired you. That's why you get paid whatever Joe D gets paid, probably millions of dollars, right? So, I was surprised where Greeny was, and I think there was a pretty funny exchange between him and Bart Scott, and maybe I'll forward it to put up on the Instagram or something like that. But I think the one point about Sam that I did want to go back to, which Max Kellerman said, was one of the things that no one's talking about is it resets the rookie clock. I think that
huge benefit.
Right? I mean, we had 1 year left with Sam, and what were the odds that Sam was going to go 180? He probably would have put up better numbers, and we were on the road. Only problem is Zach Wilson's, trade bait would have been less because it's kind of like a car. I think that's what Max said. As soon as you take it off the lot, your value goes down, no matter if he's playing or not. And so then we would be left to make a decision next year at the end of Sam's rookie contract. Maybe he'd be better, maybe not. Maybe he's the same. And we could be in a really bad situation at that point in time, especially when we're trying to maximize the picks. I mean, we have an amazing opportunity with how many first-round picks? I think we have 3 second-round picks over the next 4 years.
We have
first rounds
or something. We have 4 firsts. We have 3 seconds. We have, I believe, 4 thirds. We have 3 fourths. I mean, it's just draft capital USA in Jets land.
Right. So, I think the one thing was Greeny did bring this point up, and it was similar to your point, John, when you showed me that stat of the amount of our quarterback performance over the last 5-10 years. It was like the worst. It was like 32nd in the league, right? So, but Greeny actually put on there the last 10 first-round draft picks, and none of them are on the team. Quentin Cobles, D. Milner, Sam Darnold now being the last one. Of the last decade of picking, we have no players of those first-round picks on the team. It's insane.
Hit on these picks is what you're getting to, I believe.
Well, no, right, and what we're hoping Joe D does is it turns around this unfortunate tradition that the Jets have, which is bad picking, and we have the amazing opportunity. I don't know if I can remember the last time we've had such an amazing 4-year prospect in terms of picks and opportunities to build a fresh team. And what better way to start that than with a franchise quarterback? So that's my thing on that.
Somebody else pointed out online, and we need to get to the chat after this, but you're saying good things. So when Darnold first came to the Jets, he did not have Mekhi Becton.
Right.
He did not have Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder, Keelan Cole. Those are a solid group of wide receivers right there. He's going to get more protection. They're going to draft guards in this draft. Like, people are worried about there being offensive linemen added in this draft. There's no chance that Joe Douglas passes on an offensive lineman early in the draft. So, Chad, I actually agree with your comment here. It is about who we pick now and to surround the quarterback. So if we take Justin Fields, great. Let's build this mother effing team around him so that he can ball the fuck out. And it's the same story for Zach Wilson. Build this team up so that he can ball out. That's all that matters now. And I believe, and I 100% agree with Chad, he does point out we also need a check down option, a safety valve to bail out the young quarterback. So he could be referring to a receiving running back, a tight end that could get open. Hopefully Herndon can turn into a tight end 2, and we can maybe draft somebody to be our tight end 1. If it's Herndon, it's a little bit dicey. I get a little bit worried about that if he's our tight end 1.
Yeah, that would suck.
We just have to wait and see. So let's see. James DiPietro, welcome back to the show. We have not seen you for a while. Welcome back, sir. Let me get a little freaky here. Where's my sounds at? A little level up for you, sir. Welcome back. He says Teddy got a $63 million 3-year deal. Darnold, is even cheaper through the next year. So what he's saying is even after they extend him in this 5th-year option, he's still cheaper than what Teddy was costing them. And that's, again, money talks and bullshit walks, because they're going to save money, like he said, and they're going to potentially upgrade with a younger quarterback who has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
I agree with that take.
I gotta call my boy Nate. Mike, what do you think about Justin Fields falling so far down the draft boards? I think Nate, if you missed the call in just a moment ago, we got a huge base that don't think he's falling down anywhere. I don't think he's gonna fall, Nate. I think if it was up to me and I was in the Niners war room, I'm taking Justin Fields at number 3. So my bet is that he doesn't fall. I'd be surprised based on, and I'm going to call it right now. I told John this. I think we weren't on stream yet. I'm calling it right now. I think this could be the most volatile in terms of trades in a draft, in the first-round draft. Yeah, I don't know. There could be one sooner, but the one that stands out to me is the 04 Eli draft. I think it was 04, if I remember that correctly.
Falcons are rumored to potentially be willing to move back. The Lions are potentially interested in moving up for a quarterback, I've heard. So.
All right. Then. Yeah. So, no, go ahead, John.
No, you're good. Just going to get to the chat again. Sean Bennett said, guys, I've given Deshaun Watson a massage last season. I've been in therapy ever. Listen.
You see Nike cut his deal. So it's really getting legit now. When Nike cuts your deal, man, that means you're getting canceled, bro.
Yeah. He says that Atlanta is taking calls, and yes, it's good to know that I'm not crazy and dreaming it. So Chad does say you can only do so much with receivers like Lawrence Cager and Chris Hogan. That's true. However, he did get Brashard Perriman back. He did get Denzel Mims back. And let me tell you right now, seeing him not connect with Denzel Mims was the worst thing. I think of all the things that we saw from Darnold, why the hell was he not targeting Denzel Mims more?
Yeah.
Because Denzel Mims was on a run. He had been doing pretty good with Joe Flacco, and they were connecting. And Darnold, for whatever reason, did not look his way nearly enough, I don't think. And he didn't play well. So that's the fact of the matter.
He kept going to Herndon, who, in my opinion, is not so good.
This is a good comment by my wife. She says JD was doing the best with what he had and was trying to scrape the team together. Now he has a chance to really build around somebody, and it can be really, really good.
Dude, can I touch on that in a different way? But she's right. It is crazy that we had Adam Gase for the last 2 years of our lives. Can we just pause and just accept the fact that we weren't dreaming that actually happened? We had Adam Gase, who had, I think he was at 500 or less at Miami, gets fired,
He was less than 500.
comes to the Jets, does worse, and is actually able, then brings Joe D in, kicks out the guy McCagnon who hired him. It's like what just happened? What happened? It just seems at times I can't believe we had Adam Gase as our head coach. It just is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. So just real quick, I want to just recap here. We've talked about Darnold, obviously, and we don't need to talk about it all night because it did happen on Monday. The thing that I want to just kind of make very clear here, I think that it was the right decision for a lot of the things that we already said. We are resetting the rookie contract. Joe Douglas won 2 Super Bowls with quarterbacks on a rookie contract. Carson Wentz, even though he wasn't the starter for that Super Bowl run. And then in Baltimore with Joe Flacco. I believe that's the case because he got his mega deal after that Super Bowl run. So it can work this way. We can win this way. It is risky because we're trading away a young quarterback that maybe could have developed. But again, I think it's the right decision. And when you factor in that we've now just even more so stockpiled draft picks, 21 picks in the next 2 seasons, we truly have an opportunity to draft and to build this roster for a long, sustained run. And that's what we all want. We want to have a long run of winning. We don't have to win the Super Bowl this year or next year. It'd be nice to start pushing in the playoffs pretty much every year. That would be the best. Like, we need to be in the run. We need to have a shot. And I think that's what this gives us. It gives us a chance to have the cheap quarterback contract, and it gives us the chance to have more and more picks. And that's why I like this trade.
Boom.
All right, cool. We will move to our last segment. However, this should be our longest segment. We are going to go to our 7-round New York Jets mock draft. We are going to mock draft with you guys in the chat. I would like to just make it very clear here in this mock draft that we want to hear what you guys would like to do at the Jets picks. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. We want to do as much involvement with you guys in the chat. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. By the way, if you have not liked this video, Mike's drinking seltzer water.
I'm doing an American Classic, baby.
Yeah, no. We're not drinking seltzer water. Come on now.
He said seltzer water or salted water?
I believe he was saying seltzer water. Although I could see you drinking salted water. You're like a fish.
It's nice and light.
Yeah. All right, so let me pull up my screen here. I need to share my screen with Mr. Mike. And then we're good to go. Let me share. Where's my share button? Where in the hell is it? Share screen. There we go. Ecamm live. Okay. All right, Mr. Mike, you can see my screen, right?
I can see it.
All right. If you have not pushed the like button, please hit that like button. If you're watching this during the stream and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. If you're watching this after the stream and you have not subscribed, do it. I dare you. We are giving away a $50 gift card for the NFL draft. We have already met our goal for 400 subscribers, so we are well past that. If you subscribe, you are in the running. We're going to probably do the giveaway the night before the draft. So as long as you're subscribed, you will be in the running. And I looked at the stats. 53% of you all are stalking my channel. I have 53% of people who are watching are not subscribed. So subscribe. We're a pretty fun little group, and we would love to have you. So we're going to do 7 rounds with the New York Jets. We're going to do a normal speed here. We will recap who was taken at each pick, and we will also show you who is available when the Jets are on the clock. So there it is. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let's draft. I wonder who the Jags will take. They took Trevor Lawrence. Damn
Wow.
it.
What a reach.
Yeah. All right, so we are looking at the New York Jets, number 2 overall. We do not need to waste time. If you want to throw it in the chat, though, Justin Fields. We could do a Justin Fields draft. That could be fun. Let me hear what you guys think in the chat. Put it in there.
Let's hear it.
I want it before I hit in on any draft pick. I want to hear from the chat first. Do you want Justin Fields at number 2? Do you want Zach Wilson? Do you want a kicker? Just let me know.
Try not to kill yourselves or each other when you pick this.
So I feel like when you're taking Zach Wilson, you're drafting the upside, and Justin Fields has the upside as well. I just love what I see from Zach Wilson. His release is incredible. He gets rid of the ball very, very quickly. Aaron Rodgers-esque. He is a very mobile guy. He can make plays with his legs. And so we've only heard from Sean Bennett. And he says, Zach attack. We will take Zach attack. We will move on because you know what? I agree with the pick. And we have taken and Justin Fields went 3.
There it is, baby.
Mac Jones went to the Broncos. All right, we will recap all these picks, guys, so don't be worried. We will go backwards.
I'm going to say Trey goes to New England.
Let's see. Oh, they're offering us a trade. The LA Rams are offering us 57 and 88. They're offering us a future second and a third for 23. I don't know how you guys feel about these trades and these mock drafts. I'm actually more of interest in just taking the player at the spots.
I agree. And I don't even like the trade, so I'm going to.
Oh, the trade's actually really good. If it were really offered, I would take it.
Would you really?
I would, yeah, because of the future picks and the picks that we'd be getting in this.
Has Kyle go? Oh, Kyle did go. Okay.
Yeah, so let me get out of this trade offer. We can just. I
just want to finish my thought on that because this goes back to something I told John before the stream, which is if it is a very volatile first round, and we do see big names drop, whether it's Devonta or whether it's Jamar or whether it's Kyle, and maybe they don't, but I do think that these 3 or 4 quarterbacks can cause a lot of havoc. That 23rd can be really valuable at that point. I just think it's a valuable pick. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad we have it. So I think it'll be very interesting. I'll have my popcorn ready. That's my 2 cents on that.
I like it. All right, so we're going to take a look at who has gone already. At 3, Justin Fields. Trey Lance went to the Falcons at 4. Penei Sewell to the Bengals. Jalen Waddle, went to the Miami Dolphins. Jamar Chase went to the Lions. Christian Darrisaw went to the Panthers. I do think the Panthers are going to take a tackle. They're going to try to support Sam Darnold even more, get him some protection. I don't think that they would pass on Slater. I don't see that happening. Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
Mac Jones went to the Broncos. Patrick Surtain went to the Cowboys. Azeez Ojulari went to the Giants. Devonta Smith to the Eagles. Rashawn Slater to the Bolts. That's a great draft pick. Kyle Pitts fell to 14 in this mock.
I told you.
Dude, if he fell to 14, I think I'd be twisting in my pants. I would be very much.
Trade up?
I'm not in favor of trading up, but if Kyle Pitts is in that range, I would be absolutely in favor of trading up. Could you imagine if Wilson had Pitts to throw to?
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's risky because you're trading up, and we really need offensive linemen, but I just don't see how you could pass up on Kyle Pitts. So
generational talent.
All right. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah went to the Patriots, linebacker. Cardinals took a linebacker, Micah Parsons. This is an interesting mock, actually. I like this mock a lot. The Raiders took J.C. Horn, cornerback. The Dolphins took Elijah Vera Tucker, a guy the Jets really would be probably interested in at the 23 spot. Greg Newsome is my boy. He went to the Redskins. The football team. My bad.
Can you pause for a sec?
I got 3 more players. Christian Barmore went to the Bears. Rashad Bateman went to the Colts. And Kwity Paye, edge rusher, went to the Titans. Go ahead.
The Vera Tucker to Miami. I just see them go. I had them all over my mocks going attack, which was receiver. I had them on
take a receiver. The Dolphins did take a receiver. They took Jalen Waddle at 6.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry.
So they got themselves some players to help out Tua Tagovailoa.
Never mind. That makes sense then.
Yeah. So we've got a split. It's only 2 people right now. Sean Bennett, he says Gregory Rousseau at 23 guys. Chad says Humphrey at 23. Let's just take a look right now at who is available. So we've got Najee Harris. No, thank you. Don't even start talking, Mike.
Come on, let's talk about it.
No freaking way. We got some offensive tackles. Samuel Cosme could be really interesting. I think Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
So Creed
Yeah.
Humphrey there as well. Go ahead.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've been watching a ton of Tevin Jenkins videos. There's some pretty good ones out there, man. They have him to like the Spartan 300 music, like.
Oh, they do not.
Yeah, they do. He
Lord.
looks like a monster, man. I'm all over that. I'm all over that right now.
We've only got 2 people who've commented so far. I would love to get some more input here. But yeah, I'm either on Creed Humphrey or Tevin Jenkins. I'm actually, and that's the other thing. Caleb Farley is there, cornerback.
Yeah.
He's the one that's got the back injury right now. So it's a risky pick because he's been hurt, but he played really good football. And I think that if he weren't hurt, he would have already been drafted by now.
But Tevin plays tackle, right?
Tevin Jenkins plays tackle, but I think there's a lot of people out there that think he could slide inside and play guard. But even so, why not take him at be right tackle? It's not too early to take a right tackle. 23 overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think he'd be a great pick. I like Tevin Jenkins. I like Creed Humphrey a lot, and I think I like Caleb Farley a lot. I don't think I would take an edge rusher. Sean Bennett is saying no. He's saying no to Farley. I can say no to Farley too. That's fine. I'm cool with that. We will pass on Farley. I'm going to say it right now. Creed Humphrey or Tevin Jenkins. Make your pick. Everybody. Mike, who are you taking?
Tevin Jenkins.
Okay.
And Sean Bennett says Tevin Jenkins would be a JD boy.
He would be a JD boy. It would be very much a JD pick. James DiPietro says take Creed Humphrey. Expert Dealer.
New subscriber?
I hope so. Expert Dealer, welcome to the show. We are happy you're here. He says Joe likes to take chances, so he will take the cornerback. We're going to rule him out. I don't hate that pick because, listen, I was the one that mentioned him. I think Creed Humphrey, Tevin Jenkins, and Caleb Farley would all be outstanding picks, though. I think we're going to lean towards the offensive line here. I just think it just helps Zach Wilson too much to whoever, with Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. So I'm leaning towards Humphrey right now. There's 2 votes for him in the chat. Nobody else has 2 except for Tevin Jenkins, you and him. So I'm going to tie break. I'm going to say Creed Humphrey. I think it's an outstanding pick. He's going to be
Chad voted. Damn.
He's our Nick Mangold. He's our Kevin Mawai. I mean, how great would it be to have an awesome center again on our offensive line?
You can't go bad with either. So I'm totally content.
And just keep in mind, Humphrey, we can push him in. I'm sorry, not Humphrey. McGovern, we can push him on the inside. He played guard at Denver. That is a workable offensive line. You've got Becton, McGovern. You've got Creed in the middle. We still have a little bit of a need at right guard, although you could probably play one of our guys from last year and just swallow that pill. And then you've got my boy. His name is eluding me. The right tackle, George Fant. There we go.
There you go.
So I like that pick. We're gonna go ahead and take Creed Humphrey, 23rd overall. He is the new Kevin Mawai or Nick Mangold. Dele. I didn't know it was Dele. Now I do, brother. Thank you so much. He said Fields at 2. You're late to the party, sir. We already took number 2. All right, we are now in the second round. We got a trade offer from the Ravens. I actually am interested in this trade. So let me know what you guys think. I know I love Wyatt Davis. Everybody's chirping Wyatt Davis here. Pick number 34. We would give up 107. The Ravens are giving us 40, so we're moving back 6 slots. But we're also moving up from 107 to 71. Again, I'm not big on trades, but let me know if you guys want to accept this trade. I'll give it a couple of seconds here. If not, I'm just going to decline the trade. If nobody says, let's go for that. I think it's a great trade offer, though, because we're trading up in a mid-round. Yeah. And we're only sliding back 6 in the in the second. And I think that's the thing that we've been talking about. I think Joe Douglas will trade back with one of those picks, either 23 or 34. JC Horn ain't there, bro. Patrick Sermon in the second round? Sir, have you lost your mind? Expert Dealer is saying let's collect more assets. Sean Bennett is saying no to the trade. I haven't heard anybody else say yes or no. So what do you think, Mike? Pass on it?
I like it a lot, but yeah.
Pietro just said take the deal. So we got 2 guesses.
I'll go yes. So I don't know if I'm the tiebreaker or not.
We are doing it, baby. We're pulling the trigger here. We are accepting this trade offer. And honestly, it's a good trade offer. We're not getting more picks, but we're getting a better mid pick, and I think that's important. So we will accept that trade offer. Let's see who we lose because we took that trade. All right, I think that actually worked out pretty good. We're going to decline this trade. We're not going to keep taking trades every 2 picks. So we, in the last time we picked, so 23, we lost Najee Harris, Zaven Collins, who's a lot of people think he's going to be a top 15 pick, actually. Joseph Asai, edge from Texas. Jamin Davis from Kentucky went to the Broncos at 27. They must have traded up.
Yeah.
Because they don't hold that pick.
Right.
I think the Ravens hold that pick. The Dolphins traded up. They took Travis Etienne. Holy smokes. Could you imagine this draft for the Dolphins? Jalen Waddle, top 15 pick, bona fide wide receiver. They got a good guard, and they got an explosive running back. That's a hell of a draft for the Dolphins. Green Bay's taken Samuel Cosme at 29. Tevin Jenkins went to the Bills. I have him in my mock draft, but I hate that he went to the Bills.
Yeah.
The Chiefs got a corner. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I think it's Melifonwu. And Caleb Farley went to the Bucks, which is an outstanding pick. Jesus.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney's my boy. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Ravens take Gregory Rousseau at 34. That's a great value pick there. The Falcons got a tight end. The Saints got Terrence Marshall, one of your boys, Mike.
Yep.
Eagles got Kelvin Joseph, the corner. Bengals got Levi Onwuzurike, defensive tackle from Washington, and Ronnie Perkins, edge, went to the Panthers. There's a lot of good players still out there. There's a lot of good players.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna put out there Nick Bolton.
Nick Bolton. All right, let's just see what's available before we pick our players. So, Jason Awa, I think that's how you say it, Awa. Edge from Penn State. He ran a 4.39 at his pro day as a defensive end. There's a good guard, Wyatt Davis. Baron Browning is a guy I like, but I like him in the 3rd round. Asante Samuel could be an interesting pick here. I'm leaning towards Wyatt Davis, Asante Samuel. I don't think we should take the linebacker yet, Mike. There's a lot of good linebackers. You said you wanted who? What was his name?
I just been watching a ton of Nick Bolton vids lately, so he's
even projected 69 overall. So he's gonna fall a little bit. We could probably get him with one of our 3rds, and we do need a linebacker. I'm really a genetically altered chipmunk. I don't know what that means. Dele is saying competition makes everyone better, and that is why the trade back is good, because we're going to get better players on this damn team. I don't think anybody took the safety yet. Chad is asking what corners are available. Let's take a look. I had mentioned Asante Samuel. Eric Stokes out of Georgia is a good corner as well.
Yeah, he's good.
We stay doing dumb shit, and we wonder why we always suck. All right. So we've got people saying Asante Samuel. Wyatt Davis is still on the board. He's the pick, build the wall. I'm actually leaning towards one of those 3rd rounders for a guard. I think that we can get a really good guard in the 3rd round. Trace Smith would be good. Oh, Dimple Toys. Welcome to the channel, boy. Or girl, if you're a girl.
Davis.
Hope you subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you chiming in. He does say Wyatt Davis. Sean Bennett says Wyatt Davis. This is a Wyatt Davis chat right now.
Yeah, fan club.
Grant Rude. You haven't missed anything other than Mike drop his camera on the table. So Dimple Toys, welcome, bro. We are so happy you're here. This has been a good chat tonight. We do appreciate you, boys. He says cheers. Yes, always cheers. I only drank one beer tonight. I'm a big softie. So Dele is saying Samuel. So I'm going to go ahead and say we either take Wyatt Davis, the guard, or Asante Samuel Jr., the cornerback. Who are you taking, Mike? Corner or the guard?
I'm going Davis.
That's the popular one right now. That's the one that everybody's talking about. Grant Root, give me your pick. We got Asante Samuel we're looking at, and we've also got Wyatt Davis. He's very popular. A lot of people want this Jalen Phillips kid. A lot of people think he's the most explosive and probably the most upside at the edge rushing position. He worries me that he's got the concussion history. So Davis wouldn't be crazy, but a corner is just too much of a need at this spot, according to Chad. Let's see. Grant Root said, "Ha ha, Mike."
Shut up, Grant.
So Dimple Toys says Davis, and then we'll go after a cornerback. There have been too many Davises in the chat, boys. I'm going to have to say we got to take Davis. It's not even my pick. If it were me, I think I would actually lean towards the cornerback here and get the guard later because I think there are more guards. So now Grant Root is saying Samuel Jr. All right, this is a really split chat. This is a...
Dele.
Dele, you keep blowing up that chat, bro. This is a tough one. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to make some people mad.
Do we need to actually count the tally?
No, I think it's pretty much split, honestly, man. I don't think it's like... I'm pretty sure it's like right down the middle.
So why don't you do the tiebreaker? Overarching tiebreaker.
All right, so my tiebreaker is going to be cornerback because we just addressed interior offensive line. And I do think that there is a drop-off at cornerback a little bit after these next two guys go. So we be taking cornerback, Asante Samuel Jr. Now, it is worth noting he's probably going to be a slot corner. Grant Root, we have taken Zach Wilson, and we have taken Creed Humphrey. We are going to go with the cornerback, though. I think it's a good pick. He is going to probably be a slot cornerback here, and he replaces Brian Poole. And guys, just remember, we've got some nasty pass rushers on this team. We've got some good pass rushers on this team.
We got some heat.
And it's going to make life a lot easier on these DBs. And again, just try to picture. We got Bryce Hall now. We've got Asante Samuel in the slot. We've got some young talent there, some young blood, if you will.
Got some fire.
Mike, I'm going to let you read kind of, I'm rejecting the trade offer. That's a shit trade offer. I don't like that one either. Mike, I'm going to let you recap these picks. You don't have to read every single one. You can just kind of read ones that stick out if you want.
That's going to be, I'm going to have to wait for the chat or the stream to update because I cannot read it on my phone, unfortunately.
Oh, then you're good. I can read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we've got at 41 Jay Tufele, defensive tackle to the Lions, Jason Awa, the edge rusher to the Bills. The Bills are having a really good draft in this draft. The Dolphins did too. Javonte Williams, one of my favorite running backs in this draft, went to the San Francisco 49ers at 43. Alex Leatherwood, a good guard, I think, in this draft, went to the Cowboys. Carlos Basham Jr., edge rusher to the Jags. We'll skip the Patriots because fuck the Patriots. The Chargers took Josh Myers. Jalen Mayfield, another guy who can play guard or tackle, I think, in the NFL, went to the Raiders. They need offensive line in the worst way. Rondale Moore, the really short but explosive slot wide receiver from Purdue, went to the Cardinals. I don't see them taking a slot wide receiver there, but that's okay. The football team takes edge rusher Jalen Phillips. That's right, bro. Dele said facts. Fuck the Patriots. Wyatt Davis, our boy, our guy that we did not get, went to the Titans at 53 overall. Baron Browning, a linebacker I really like, went to the Seahawks. Eric Stokes, the cornerback, went to the Rams. Michael Carter, running back, went to the Saints. The first safety finally goes off the board. Trayvon Moehrig, one of your boys, Mike.
Yeah.
Packers. Jabril Cox, one of my favorite linebackers in the draft, went to the Browns. And now we are at pick 66. So now, go ahead. I'm sorry. You want to talk a little bit about
there's some names that had really dropped compared to where if you compare some of these names to our first mock, there's some major drops. Like I'm talking serious drops. I mean, there were some names up there that were in the 34 pick. Never mind the 66 pick. So that's interesting.
Let me get to the chat, actually. That's a good point. So Grant Rude points out Phillips fell to the 50s. That's very, very late for him. I think he's going to probably be a first-round pick. Sean Bennett, Rousseau. He went early, I'm pretty sure. Let me check that for you. Rousseau. Oh, he didn't go. He went in the second round, 34th overall. So we have a lot of, excuse me, my goodness. Mike's boy, Nick Bolton is available for us at pick number 66. Trey Smith is available, guys, a guard that I think would really be a good pick. Grant Root is saying that's the easy pick, and that's why I think a cornerback with that pick earlier, I think is the right way to go, because there's no reason why we can't double up on offensive linemen, but just kind of split it up a little bit. Let's see here. Chat. So James DiPietro did say that he believes Wyatt Davis is the best guard in this draft. I do love me some Wyatt Davis, and it will suck if we don't get him. I have talked a lot about him on the channel. I just think that we have to address multiple needs, and we do need to be aggressive drafting offensive linemen as well. I do think that Creed Humphrey and Wyatt Davis would be a sick addition to the team. All right, we got Marist Old Boys. It's been a while, bro. We haven't seen you. Welcome back. He says Jalen Phillips at 23, Zaven Collins at 34, build the line and neutralize the tight end. The only problem with that is Zaven Collins went at 25. Jalen Phillips, however, we could have taken at 23. Again, I don't think we can take edge and linebacker early. We have to hit on one of these offensive linemen. We cannot move all the way through the second round and part of the first round, obviously, and not taking an offensive line. I think that would be a big mistake,
especially after taking Zach. I mean, if you're gonna buy the sports car, then you might as well buy the warranty that goes with it.
Yep. All right, so I want to hear from the chat now. Mike, you really want Nick Bolton? I still think we can get him. He's going to fall a little bit. We do have another third-round pick coming up at 71.
Yep.
So we have a pick in 5 picks. I think the best pick here is Trey Smith. Free Dele. This is awesome. I love this so much. What do you guys think? Sean Bennett is backing you up here. He says, truth, Mike. Grant Rood says, plenty of offensive linemen in this draft. Edge and cornerback, not so much. That's why we took that.
I'm sorry. There was a name that another tackle that popped up in my pre-stream research, and I'm looking for it. I wasn't sure, and I was going to piggyback off of you or chat because I don't really know the name that well. It's a tackle out of Clemson who was supposed to be a big name in the third round. Carmen? Carmen.
I don't know that person.
There it is, Jackson Carmen. Chat. I don't know. I'm just reading something about that. Apparently, a lot of a big name in the third round.
Let's see here. So Dimple Toys says Trey Smith. We've heard his name multiple times in the chat. Chad says, agree. You need to go back to the offensive line here. Let's not repeat the same mistakes. And again, I do think that by passing on Wyatt Davis, we're upgrading our cornerback room, our secondary, and we're still able to hit on a guard here. I think that's a home run pick. So I'm all about Trey Smith, guys. If I hear anybody vehemently disagree here, I'm going to make the pick Trey Smith. So I'll give you guys a couple more seconds here. I'm also sending out another tweet. See if we can't get some more people up in this beast. If you're new here, subscribe. If you are liking this mock draft, like this video. We need the support. We appreciate you guys for coming in every night. I do agree. Sean Bennett says that the 2 out of the first 4 picks should be O-line. Absolutely. That's definitely my mindset. And Dele is saying secondary has to stay young. Yes, that's a position where once they start getting a little bit older, they do fall off a cliff, kind of like a running back. They don't generally last forever. So Dele is trying. He want Trey. Trey Smith is the pick, guys. He is now going to play guard. He probably would play right guard, maybe left guard. I don't know. I think you could line him up next to Mekhi Becton and just watch those 2 dudes road grade together. What a
clap.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's happy about the pick here. Dele says, you got it. So let's just recap here. Let's take a look at the Jets, what they've done. Is there a way to do that? I don't even see that on here.
To just show the Jet picks? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so we've taken Zach Wilson at number 2 overall. We have taken, Creed Humphrey, 23 overall. We took cornerback Asante Samuel at 40. And we took a guard, Trey Smith. Guys, if it fell like this, if this is how the draft went, I'd be doing some cartwheels. It's a great draft. Dimple Toys, appreciate you, brother. He says, I love that pick, Trey Smith. And Sean Bennett says, so far, A-. I agree. You can't really complain with this draft right now. All right. We are up. We saw a center go off the board. Aaron Robinson, cornerback from UCF, went to the Falcons. Jordan Smith, an edge. And then a safety, Javon Holland from Oregon, went to the Eagles. We are back on the clock, boys. There's a couple of names out there that I think are interesting. We do need some linebackers. We could use
the Nico?
I don't believe so. Let's see here. Elijah Molden's available, cornerback. I wouldn't hate that. Nick Bolton is still available. This is Mike's secret lover, apparently. I didn't realize he had such an obsession with Nick Bolton. I think it's because his last name is Bolton.
I like it. It makes me think of like I don't know. Makes me think he's magic, like Harry Potter or something like that.
Oh, dude, Dimple Toys, I knew I liked you. He says Patrick Jones. Patrick Jones is one of my favorite players in this draft. I have a video on the channel breaking down pass rushers that I did, and Patrick Jones, he is one of my favorite dudes. He's a big dude, 6'4", 6'5", I think, 260, and he's quick. He's got a nice jump to him. Expert Dealer wants us to take a safety. I am not about a safety. However, they didn't sign any free agents, so it might be actually a need to draft a safety. Fields will be... Oh, so he's talking about Fields. I'm not going there. Kellen Mond. Grant Root said Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond. He's Chris Sims' 5th best quarterback in this draft. Take Kellen Mond. You're not taking Kellen Mond. I love edge Patrick Jones. I am fine with taking Nick Bolton. Pete Warner, out of Ohio State would be okay. Dylan Moses. He's going to probably fall a little bit further. He had an injury concern at Alabama. Elijah Molden could be pretty interesting from Washington. A lot of people are high on him, and he's falling just a little bit. Elijah Molden, my bad. So I would love to hear you guys. What you guys got to start throwing some names in the chat about who you want. We could go wide receiver. I think that's a sneaky position.
There's some names there.
And you got to keep in mind, Keelan Cole's on a 1-year deal. Jamison Crowder's on the last year of his contract. Yeah, expert dealer. It's exactly right. You just timed it out perfectly. I do think wide receiver and tight end as well. You could even make a case for a running back in the 3rd round. There's a lot of different players that could be taken here. If we were drafting Jamison Crowder's replacement, a lot of people like Tutu Atwell, but it's a little early for him. Michelle says no wide receiver. Interesting. Dimple Toys says we need to put pressure on that quarterback. Sean Bennett is saying let's take a look at the tight ends. Dimple Toys says let's take a look at the tight ends. I agree. Guys, keep blowing that chat up. Ooh, Brevin Jordan would be nice. I don't know a lot about Hunter Long. Nice size.
Boston. I saw a couple vids of him, and I don't know. I don't know enough about him to really put my full support behind him, but they look pretty talented.
Yeah,
I like.
Jordan too. Let's take a look at the running backs.
Did you go over? What's the guy out of Notre Dame, the tight end?
Oh yeah, Tommy Tremble. People like him. I think we could probably get him a little bit later. I'm not getting a lot of strong input here, guys.
What about running back?
Yeah, I'm not taking Kenneth Gainwell. He's not. I think he's kind of small. He's super fast though.
There's the guy out of UNC, Michael something. I can't think of his name.
Let's take a defensive tackle, guys. Let's just get logical and do what the Jets always do. Let's just take some let's get real here. Let's make this a realistic mock draft, guys. I am leaning towards not an offensive lineman. I think we've gotten that position nice and taken care of. I'm leaning towards a corner or an edge rusher here. I like the idea of taking Patrick Jones. I like the idea of a linebacker. And I like the idea of a cornerback. Let's make this a defensive pick. This would be only the second defensive player. I'm not taking a running back, Chad. I don't love Trey Sermon in this scheme. I don't think he's a bad player at all. And I would like Trey Sermon later in the draft if he's available. But I like Ty Johnson a lot. And I like, the signing that we had in Tevin Coleman. Yes, Grant Rood, that is the one thing that people do say often is that Gainwell would fit the scheme really, really nicely. I don't think Michael Carter's available, dude. If he were available, I think I would take Michael Carter.
I think he is. Yeah, Deli, man.
He's not. Michael Carter is not available.
Well, look him up. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Just search his name.
He's right there, pick 60. Michael Carter is gone, folks, to the Saints at 60. Javonte Williams is gone. Look at my screen. I got it right here. The running backs are gone.
Damn it.
I'm leaning towards defense here. I think that the right move would be a linebacker or an edge rusher. We're adding to our cabinet of defensive players here. We don't got the option. He's gone, bro. He is gone.
I think you need to secure a tight end there. I mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna play Herndon?
I don't know. This is a tough pick. I think this is the first pick where I'm actually a little bit worried. So you guys got no more.
Chad, who's feeling Hunter Long?
Patrick Jones. Nobody's talking about Long. Oh, you mean the tight end?
Yeah, the kid out of Boston.
John Bennett says take Bobby Boucher.
H2O.
That was pretty good. Water is better.
Mama always said.
All right, we're getting silly now. I'm leaning towards defense. Weaver, Grant Rood says Weaver. How is he still there? Weaver is high upside dude, fits the need. Rashad Weaver, edge out of Pittsburgh. So yeah, he is supposed to go around this range.
So Chad.
Okay. I'm saying Weaver. Let's make it easier for these folks. We're gonna say Weaver, or we're gonna say linebacker Nick Bolton. Those are your two choices. I know you might want a wide receiver or a tight end. The tight ends that are available, we kind of went over that. Hunter Long and Brevin Jordan, Tommy Tremble.
I'll pass on the tight end if we go Bolton because I love Bolton.
Grant Rood's saying Weaver, and he's my boy. You know what? Forget it.
Grant Rood.
You've been here since day one. It's your pick, brother. We are taking Weaver, edge rusher, Rashad Weaver, edge out of Pittsburgh.
Like Sean Bennett says Bolton.
Yeah,
Chad says Bolton.
Oh, Grant, come on.
Grant, you just ruined the draft. I'm out of here. I'm logging off.
We got to pick at 86. I'm going to cross my little fingers that Bolton is still there.
I think Grant's drinking claws tonight. I think he needs to stop drinking.
Dude, Trey Sermon this is early for Trey Sermon. I'm not taking Trey Sermon here. I do like him though. I just think it's too early. I'm going with Rashad Weaver, edge. I apologize to all my Nick Bolton boys. You got to get in the chat earlier. You got to post this snap.
Yeah, come on, Bolton boys.
And now we Dele says, you screwed us. Bolton's gone.
Yeah,
Bolton's gone.
Thanks, Grant. Thanks.
No, well, yeah. All right. We'll reject this trade. I'm not going to take a trade right now. All right. We do have a stocked cabinet edge right now. Edge rusher. We have no need for that. Sermon has huge upside, though. I do agree. And he has pretty good hands, too. So let's take a look at what happened. Spencer Brown, offensive tackle. Ben Cleveland, offensive guard. Pete Werner, linebacker. So we have effed ourselves pretty badly by taking not a linebacker because the bunch of them have come off the board now. So we missed out on the cornerback Elijah Molden. The tight end Hunter Long is gone. I think that this was not a great pick. I do like the edge rusher pick, but I think we could have waited a little bit longer. So Grant Rude, you're gonna get your first. We gotta go ahead and hit up when we can. We gotta rub it in when we can. If you have not liked this video, like it. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. We need you boys. And we hope you are tuning in for the draft, and we hope you tune in for the Wednesday show before the draft. We're going to give away that $50 gift card. All righty. We are at pick 86. Sean Bennett says, okay, we just fell to a B-. And Grant Rood says there's plenty of outside linebackers still in free agency. Dele is very critical. C+. Yikes. All right.
C+.
We need to focus. We need a linebacker. I think that Dylan Moses at this point in the draft is worth the risk. This is the third round, mid-third round. I think Dylan Moses should be considered. We should look at tight end as well. Brevin Jordan, Tommy Tremble are both there. I think that's worth considering. Somewhere Joe Douglas is crying. He's totally watching this video. He's totally watching it. Let's see. We got running back. Trey Sermon is still there. I still think Trey Sermon will be there at our next pick. Where is our next pick? Ooh, he might not be there. Do we not hold a fourth-round pick? We did not hold a fourth-round pick. Maybe from that trade earlier. So Dimple Toys is chiming in. He says, take Tremble. Tommy Tremble is the guy he wants. Let's see. We haven't heard anybody else comment right now. I'm probably if I don't take Trey Sermon in this draft, Dele is going to unsubscribe and he's never going to come back. Let's see. Don't think we'd go defense. Although linebacker is still a need. I'm going to give you Dylan Moses, linebacker from Alabama. He said y'all can't fucking draft. So Chad says take a chance on Sermon here. Sean Bennett says Tommy Towels. We got a split chat here. We got 2 for Sermon. We've got 2 for Tremble. Nobody wants Moses.
I'm leaning Tremble. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna make some people sad. I do think that tight end is an important position. Although I don't know if Tremble actually is a tight end. I think he's more of an H-back, fullback kind of guy. James DiPietro says take Tremble.
So what are you gonna go the opposite? Who you want?
No, I think more people have voted for Tremble so far.
I know, but what do you want?
I wanted a linebacker. Let's see. So it says athletic tight end who flashed dominance as a blocker and as a pass catcher. Negatives, used more as a rotational tight end. Must improve his route running. So what do you, I think we're gonna have to go Tremble here. And I do apologize, Dele and Chad, because more people are voting. So Grant Rude chimes in. He says Trey Sermon had half of a good year. He's a name people know because of Fields, and that's coming from somebody that is a diehard supporter of Fields. So I do take that seriously with that comment. People want Tommy Tremble. We gonna roll with Tommy tight end Tremble. Double T.
Double T Diner.
He said, no wonder why we lose. Hey, listen. At least I'm not Joe Douglas making these picks. This is just a mock. Thank goodness, right? All right, let's see who's available. It's gonna be a long wait. It's gonna be a long wait. We don't have a pick in the 4th round. Oh man. I have not seen his name pop up yet. I can't go in. Oh, Patrick Jones went. I don't think we could have taken him anyway. Oof, man, we really don't have a 4th round pick. That sucks.
The long drought
Now I feel like we should have traded up.
to get into the 4th.
Yeah. Denver's offering us a trade. We're gonna reject that. Trey Sermon is gone, folks. Sorry. Let's see where he went. Trey Sermon went to the Chargers at 118. So again, if we had our 4th round pick, I probably would have pulled the trigger on him. Grant Root says, "Yeah, Fields can't throw. He only runs." Fields is a better athlete than a natural quarterback. He says, "I'm pissing people off." They're joking. If you can't tell, Dele, don't be upset. All right.
He's gonna go nuts.
All right, guys. I actually don't hate Chuba Hubbard here at this spot. Let me know what you guys think about Chuba or Chuba, whatever it is. I think it's Chuba. He ran a really good 40 at his pro day, and that does matter. We need this fast running back. Dele is catching on. He says, "Yeah, Fields can't throw." That's one of our favorite things to talk about. So let me know what you guys think. What positions do you want to see here? I'm actually leaning towards Chuba pretty hard. It is the 5th round. After all, we can get a running back in here with some speed. What is it, Dimple Toys? What's wrong? I need to know. Why are you upset? Wide receiver could be an interesting take here. Yeah, Justin Fields isn't a student of the game. I gotta be honest with you. I think we have more Justin Fields backers on this channel than we do Zach Wilson backers.
Oh, I agree with that. We have a ton of them.
We do. All right. I still think that linebacker is a dire need right now, and it's dried up pretty bad. So Grant Root's agreeing with me. Hubbard in the 5th is really nice. I think that's a great pick. Boys and girls, I'm gonna make the announcement again because we've only got 9 likes. Hit that like button if you're watching this. We got 18 people watching right now. Hit that like button. Support the channel. We are growing. We're getting closer and closer to that 500 mark. We're closer and closer to hitting 1,000. We appreciate you guys. I just want to thank you again if you tuned in tonight for the first time. We really appreciate it. Dimple Toys is saying no running back, take a wide receiver. I'll put the wide receivers up here. You got to put a name on the chat. You can't just say take a wide receiver. I need a name, sir. I'm leaning towards Hubbard. You got to convince me to take something else in the 5th round. So I'll give you a few seconds here, but I want to know why we should take a wide receiver. And if we are taking a wide receiver, who are we taking? What are you thinking, Mike? You want wide receiver or running back? Demetric Felton from UCLA is available.
I actually had us going defense with this pick, so there's
what position?
Another in secondary. I had a name written down. I'm looking for my notes here real quick.
Right up in there.
No, definitely. I was thinking more for the depth chart at this pick.
Well, that's what all these picks are in the 5th round. You're not drafting starters right now. You're drafting backups. That's why I kind of like Chuba because
except for that guy from Michigan.
It's high upside. What?
Except for the gentleman from Michigan.
Which guy? What are we talking about? What player?
From the 2001 draft, I believe.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. It's either either going to be a
They got-
wide receiver or a running back. You're running out of time, chat. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds, and I'm taking Hubbard because that's the only name I've seen in the chat. Nobody else has put a name in the chat. So you're running low on your time here, boys. BYU is buns. Yeah, BYU definitely is buns. Brown from Oklahoma is a good 5th-round pick here as well. Let's see here. Brown, give me the full name if you don't mind here. What position are we looking at here? I'm no expert. Once it gets past the 4th round, I'm kind of running out of the names here.
Yeah, I had Trey Brown. I don't know if he went already.
If you go running back, get Patterson. Patterson from Buffalo. Yeah, I've heard about him actually. 2-year starter coming off of a record-breaking campaign, instinctive football player with outstanding vision as well as ball-carrying skills. Quick-footed, displays solid short area quickness. Sets up his blocks, consistently keeps the play in bounds to pick up as much yards as possible. Runs north and south. Yeah, you all are all over the place with.
What about Hawkins?
James is correcting me. It's Chuba Hubbard. Excuse me. What did you say?
Hawkins out Louisville.
I ain't taking him.
He's on a speed back.
We still got Chuba. Two people have mentioned Chuba. Trey Brown is in the chat. I think we gotta go with a running back here.
I do like Trey Brown there.
All right, they're talking about Fields right now. They're all just having a good old time. So I'm going to carry on with Chuba Hubbard out of Oklahoma State. I think that's a good pick. He could be a replacement for Tevin Coleman. So somebody that might not even be on the team. Like you say, Mike, you don't even like Tevin Coleman.
I don't like Tevin Coleman.
So there you go. We got pick 154. And we can
then go Trey Brown.
Where's Trey Brown? He's a cornerback, right?
Corner out of Oklahoma.
Yes, so Sean Bennett's saying take Trey Brown here.
Let's go, Sean. Sean and I have been on point every pick. He wanted Nick. I wanted Nick. He wanted Tevin. I wanted Tevin.
All right, let's see here. We're going to go with Trey Brown unless I get somebody else to chat to comment who they want. I like this draft. I think it's a solid draft. Everybody's, Mr. Dele is getting after me, and that's okay. I like that. I don't mind you getting after me, busting my nuts a little bit. That's all right. But I do like the draft. I think we've hit on some really important positions. We've added some depth. So I'm leaning towards Trey Brown here. I think it's a good pick. Getting a cornerback, add some more depth. All of a sudden it's done. Fields. Yeah, so Dele, you're misreading the chat. A lot of my guys love Fields.
Yeah.
We already took a running back, Dele. We took Chuba Hubbard in the
this draft sucks.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead with Trey Brown, cornerback out of Oklahoma. I heard some people in the chat mention him.
Trey Brown, man.
We will take Trey Brown. We now have some young secondary players. We've got young edge players. I think of all of the positions that we have addressed, the one that I'm worried that we haven't addressed is wide receiver and linebacker. That's concern.
We could have had Nick Bolton. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, I know you do. Oh, mother bird. All right, let's see here. We got a pick coming right up here. Chat, get after it. I'm going to show you who's available. I would really like to get us a wide receiver here or a linebacker. You can obviously name somebody else if you see another name. Wide receiver, Adams Jr. Let's take a look. Exactly. So James DiPietro, I think you were referring to our last pick. Yes, we definitely took the cornerback there. He says, I'm good with skipping a wide receiver in this draft. Top 5 are great, then it falls off pretty dramatically. Yeah, there it is a top heavy draft class for the wide receivers.
Yeah.
I will look at Dimple Toys Adams Jr. though. I want to see if he's even available. He is. Wow, he is really projected late. Arkansas State. 2-year starter who posted a career best 8 touchdowns last season. Long, sure-handed wideout who wins out for the contested throws, settles in the soft spot of the defense, uses his frame. So this sounds a lot like a Denzel Mims, Corey Davis, bigger wide receiver. So I am going to say probably will pass because we need somebody who can play in the slot in the future to replace Jamison Crowder. So I'm going to say no to the wide receiver unless somebody else.
I got a name.
Go for it.
Marlon Williams, wide receiver out of UCF. Yeah.
Your starter coming off of a career season, reliable possession receiver who's polished in all aspects of the position, displays good awareness, knows where he's on the field, quickly releases off the line of scrimmage, tracks the pass in the air, gets vertical. Negatives, it says he plays to one speed and lacks deep burst. Would be nice to get some more speed on offense. Let's see. James, what's up, Duddy? We got James in the house. Dude, welcome to the chat. You were on the show last week, but you get that Mario coin.
James?
He says, is Jalen Darden there? Let's take a look. He is not there. I am so sorry. Oh, it's got to be what? The second UCF player off the board. What's up, James? If you don't know, guys, James was on my channel on Monday. He did the breakdown of Justin Fields. He did the breakdown for Zach Wilson. Really awesome. He will be on the channel at some point again in the future. Love to have him on there. He's got the mind for the game for sure.
Yeah, you and James did an amazing job. James, I thought the video was fantastic. And anyone in chat who hasn't seen that video on Monday, please go back and watch that. I think no matter if you're a Wilson fan, a Fields fan, those guys hit it right on the head. So kudos to both of you.
Yep. And thanks for welcoming him, Dele. All right. Not a whole lot of chat here for this pick, so we're going to go a little faster here. You are taking up, so we're talking about wide receiver here. I'm leaning towards a linebacker here.
I'm okay with that. I think.
Yeah, Sean Bennett's right. He says you pass the 5th round, you just close your eyes and you point. Kind of how I feel exactly. You are not getting a Mel Kiper draft from me. I don't know a lot of these names. I'm just looking at the positions, really. So what do you guys think? Wide receiver or a linebacker here? I would like to hear from the chat. I think those are the 2 positions that we've missed out on so far in the draft. I would like to see us hit on one of those positions.
I'm okay going linebacker. Give Robert some toys to play with.
Yeah, let's take a look at Derek Barnes before I make him the pick. Underrated linebacker who plays with a vicious attitude. He lacks height and may be tapped out physically, not fluid, flipping his hips in transition with tight ends and running backs. So he might struggle in coverage. Let's see. It would be nice to get some more speed. So Hillard, he's saying Hillard is a inside linebacker. I don't think that's a bad thing though. We got Mosley, but listen, Mosley might be gone after this season, dude.
Right.
I don't think Mosley stays on the team past 2021. So it's not a bad idea to get some more youth at that position. Yes, Ashton Davis will be back. He says get a safety. All right. Tariq Thompson out of San Diego State. 4-year starter. I like that. He intercepted 12 passes. Holy schmoly. Broke up 35 passes during his college career. Tough, instinctive defensive back with a well-rounded game. Does a great job anticipating the action. Possesses a closing burst. I love this guy. The way this guy sounds is fantastic. It says that he's not a physically gifted guy. Yeah, kicker is an underrated spot, actually. We might take a kicker.
Dude, I got a Madden player I gotta put out there. I just looked at his physical stats. So this is a guy me and you would have created in a superstar mode, John. It says Charles Snowden out of Virginia, 6'7", 235 pounds. It says
he's gone. He's not even available.
Oh, he's not available. Oh my god, that's amazing.
I'm actually leaning towards the safety. I'm glad that Dele came in and chimed in. I actually think that we could use a third safety. We didn't sign anybody in the free agency. I like this Tariq Thompson guy. He sounds awesome. Joshua Bledsoe as well. Nice size safety with a well-rounded game, quick to read and diagnose, keeps the action in front of him, and is an effective player over the slot. I think I'm going Tariq Thompson here, boys. The safety position needs a little bit of depth. We don't really have a lot past Ashton Davis and Marcus Smith. I'm taking Tariq Thompson, safety out of San Diego State. That dude was a ball hawk in that college, too. 12 interceptions, 35 pass breakups.
Yeah, dude.
I like it. Has Frank Gore's son gone yet? He's not in this draft, right? I thought he was next year.
Yeah, I think he's next year.
I think so. I could be wrong on that, though. All right, we're winding down here, boys. Let's see. How many more picks do we have? I wish that they didn't do that every time I try to scroll down. Kind of annoying, to be honest with you. Oh, we do. 226 is still there. We have a late 6th round pick. I think the Jets might actually use these 6th round picks to try and acquire some veterans that other teams might be looking to cut. They might use that and take a flyer on a player that maybe another team is trying to get rid of. Okay, Dele, he's starting to like my draft. Maybe he'll give me a C+ now.
What did he? I thought he gave a C+. Did he demote us? He demoted it down to a C-.
Did not like our draft a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, Grant Root said he was just pulling our legs. The Frank Gore's son is not available in this draft. Sean Bennett said, my wife just said, give it up. The Jets suck. And he said, she loves me. All right. I actually am in favor of taking a kicker here, which is insane to think about, but it's not really because it's a late 6th round pick. He said, yeah, you get a D-. Come on, man. It ain't that bad.
Child, please.
I'm leaning towards a kicker. I would like to hear which kicker you like. Let me hear what you guys have to say. What kicker would you like us to draft? We got 18 people in the chat right now. If you are watching this and you have not smashed the like button, do it. And subscribe if you're new here. We are Wednesday freaks. We get freaky every Wednesday night. We live stream. I've been doing interviews on the channel. I had James on Monday. I have DJ from the New York Daily News coming on the channel on this coming Monday. So
huge hype in the chat. Huge hype.
If you're interested in not meeting him, if you're interested in hearing him speak on the channel, I'm going to be talking about Justin Fields with him because I believe he is also a big-time backer for Justin Fields. So it'll be pretty cool for my guys in the chat. Grant Rood, for Dele. I think Sean Bennett might be a backer. Or no, he likes Zach Wilson.
Zach attack.
A couple of people though. So if you are a
Straight Fire is not here.
Yeah.
Dele versus Straight Fire would be insane.
Dele. I hope you have the same energy when Straight Fire is here because it'll be a battle. It will be a battle.
Chat, let's get a let's go in the chat for Dele versus Straight Fire. Head on head, mano a mano.
He says, if you could say something about a kicker in college football, I concede you clearly know more than I do. What the fuck are you doing paying attention to kickers? We need one, though. Like people have said, we really do need a kicker. I don't really want to see the guy we had last year. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The long-nosed feller. He is saying take Evan McPherson from Florida.
Dude, I love Dele. He says Straight Fire. Who?
Yeah.
Who's gonna put that Straight Fire out? We'll put that fire out, man.
Yeah, bring your hydrant, your fire hose.
Dude,
Yeah.
Dude, I love our chat.
Sean Bennett says Zach beats Fields in a piss distance competition. Oh wow.
Oh my
Sean Bennett's leveling up every time he comes in the chat. All right, big leg kicker who can also effective on kickoffs. We don't really need him for the kickoffs. Drives the ball off his foot on field goal attempts, nicely follows through. His negatives, he's not a big-bodied athlete who gives a flying you-know-what. And it says he will struggle making tackles when necessary, miss some important kicks at Florida. Tommy R., welcome back to the show, my man. He says that he's hearing the Jets are interested in Tevin Jenkins for guard. Have you watched his highlights, smaller version of Becton? Dude, we love Tevin Jenkins.
Dude, you should have so. We were talking about it.
He went at pick 30, and if he's there at 34, I don't think there's any way they can pass up on Tevin Jenkins.
There was a split vote. It was between Creed Humphrey, and Tevin Jenkins, and unfortunately, John and his biased opinion was the deal breaker, and we went Creed Humphrey.
Creed was a great pick, dude. You can't deny that. Yeah, now we have heard that rumor, Tommy, that Joe Douglas may be, getting a little bit tight in the pants for Tevin Jenkins, and I would be very happy with that pick. I think it would be an awesome selection. All right, I'm not really opposed to taking this kicker. I do want to read a little bit more about the guy from Miami. Does not get great hang time on his kicks. We're gonna go with the Florida guy. I'm gonna be a good friend to Dimple Toys. Dimple Toys, this one's for you, buddy. You said take McPherson. We're gonna take him. We now have a kicker. Let's go.
We have a kicker, everyone. We're on our way.
And that's a good point. Grant Root says, do you recall hearing anything from the media that actually happened? It makes for better odds that the Jets aren't going to do it if it's in the media. That's how I feel, Dimple Toys. He says JD isn't passing on Creed. I agree. I think if he's there, he's getting a 10-year starter at center, somebody that's going to be able to block the interior defensive line, be able to help Zach.
I don't hate the pick. I just think that if you go, whoever's the fan club for Tevin Jenkins, who's doing his YouTube clips, you really should go watch it, whether we take them or not, because they are amazing.
Yep. All right, let's recap our draft. He says Zach Wilson at 2, Creed Humphrey at 23. We took Asante Samuel at 40. We got a guard in Trey Smith at 66. We got an edge at 71. I think we should have taken a linebacker there. That would have been my preferred method. We took Tomby Tremble, the tight end, at 86. Chuba Hubbard at 146. Trey Brown, another cornerback. I think it's a good thing that we doubled up on corners. We've got a backup safety in Tariq Thompson from San Diego State. And with our final pick, we got ourselves a kicker. And James was talking about Tomby Tremble, I'm pretty sure. And he is all about Tomby Tremble. We did end up with him. Guys, if you enjoyed watching the live mock drafts, please jet up the like button. If you're watching and you're new, subscribe to the channel. We loved having you guys tonight.
You guys are the best.
We are good with just taking phone calls now, so we can watch you guys light it up in the chat. If you want to call into the channel and your name is not Dele because he's the only one that called tonight, but if you would like to be on the show right now, call in. Look at the number at the top, 347-921-1468. Call in. Give us your take. Sean Bennett and Dele are going back and forth. Dele, he says, Zach could outrun you with one leg. Tremble pick. Love that pick. Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I think getting a tight end is important. I think we need tight ends. Excuse me. So what do you think, Mike? Anything that you take away from this draft? Oh, never mind. Oh, he's calling me. Don't even start with me, Dele. You already got your shot. You already called him. We want to hear from somebody else. Dimple Toys says, great job. Thank you for the feedback, brother. We appreciate it. Let's see.
Where's Chad at? Chad, call in this.
I think Chad's gone. He went to bed. But I want to hear from you, Mike. Let me hear what you think about this draft, the the way that we addressed offensive line. We've got a nice edge rusher. We got a couple of corners as well. What do you think about the draft?
I hope that 90% of how this draft went actually happens. I would say is probably the best way. I love the fact that we secure an asset. Not to say that Deli agrees with what that number 2 pick is, but let's just say that Deli, although you might not agree with what the draft choice was, we agree with securing that position, no matter if it's Fields or Wilson. So securing a quarterback investment, regardless of who fills that name, is where we all agree. I don't think anyone in the chat disagrees. And then we built this draft built around that, and I think that that's a fantastic thing. I think we put some new talent on defense. Obviously, the ratio of offense to defense was dominantly offense, if I counted the picks and the positions correctly. And in which case, I think the free agency moves that we did, I do think it ends up being a very balanced offseason for the Jets at that point. And not to say that we don't do other things for, until camp starts, but I think between the free agency and the way, if the draft was to go this way, I would, as a Jets fan, I would say this is one of the most productive and somewhat, I don't want to say risk adverse, but I want to say risk adverse. I don't know if that's the right term to use, so don't light me on fire for it. But it's not that some of these picks don't have risk to it, like the number 2 pick, but I think they're the most logical picks and they're the best talent at those spots. I think I would have done a couple of things differently. Linebacker at that 3rd round pick, or
right now, I really wish we had taken the linebacker. I think that would have completed this draft.
Yeah, and with every draft, I mean, you talked me off the ledge many years. I mean, you've been doing this, going through the draft process for over a decade. So, you're always going to go back, and some names are going to excel and some names aren't going to excel, and you're going to say, well, I should have done this or should have done that. But it's all about, did you make the best choice that you, based on the information you knew at the time? And I think that this draft, give or take, whether you like the name in that spot or whether you like the position in that spot, I don't think there was anything that anyone said was crazy. Now, Deli might disagree with that.
It's Dele.
Like I said, it's not. I don't really focus in on who fills the name. I think if we agree on the position at those picks, I think that's the best thing we can ask for. And I think for the most part, everyone was mostly on the same page, whether it was Creed or Tevin, or whether it was Fields or Wilson. I think the position at those picks seemed to be somewhat in consensus. And I think if you have that, then it's a good draft. So
yeah,
I'm going to give.
I like what you said. I'm not trying to cut you off. I just wanted to say I really like what you said. You said this draft completes a pretty balanced offseason, and I think that's the way we have to look at it. We're gonna still have holes after this draft, boys. There's gonna be spots where we're gonna say to ourselves, like, damn, we still really need to hit that position after the draft. And I think that's okay because we know we're not a year away. So there you have it. We got no more phone calls. So I appreciate everybody. This will be my last time, I promise. Get up that like button. If you're watching this after the stream, we love you. We appreciate you. We're going to say go Jets. We're going to say subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys. We look forward to seeing you next week. And again, I will be live on Monday with DJ BNAMI from the New York Daily News on Monday. So check us out for that. We got a couple more chats in here. Tommy R, he says, what if Vera Tucker and Quiddy are both available at 23? What do you think JD takes? I think Vera Tucker. Offensive lineman there at 23.
For sure.
I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to take a lineman at either 23 or 34. So, thank you, boys. Go Jets.
Go Jets.
See you guys next time. And you'll hear from my daughter to close out the show.